What's up? This is Kennedy Copeland, and you're checking out the 3 Count Podcast.
When in it, an unbelievable wit that you might hate, but you can't even.
During high pass, we find that drag ball at.
Now entering the ring.
Welcome everybody to another great edition of the 3 Count Podcast presents Now Entering the Ring. I'm your host, Clifford Red Dog Miller, and you're probably wondering like why the headphones. My computer broke, and so I had to get a new one, and I don't have really great speakers yet, so still working to hold bugs out. But it's never about me. It's about who's entering the ring. So now entering the ring, you guys see him right there. He is the commissioner of SCWA, which, recently I've been attached to in the last few shows that we've had. But it's not about me. Give it up for the man himself, the commissioner, Willie.
How is everybody?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing well, thank you. Had a pretty good show Saturday, huh?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. I've been talking about it like constantly, and just like I was having a blast, just like bringing it up.
Yeah, I think everything considering for over the past year, just to have everyone there doing something, getting over all that over the last year was also fun.
Yeah, it was really nice, and it was cool like to get to interact with like a crowd and like talk to people and genuinely just like have like establish like relationships with people. It was just nice to be around.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm curious, like who is Willie Commissioner?
Just a hardworking guy that just tries to bring a little fun and entertainment to the area here. There's not really much in this area anymore. Me and my buddy that do this, we just figured we try to do something to bring a little different entertainment to this area than the normal.
So what inspired you guys to get into the business?
I think ever since pretty much anybody since we were little enjoyed wrestling. No matter what. I don't hardly know anybody that doesn't like wrestling myself or grew up watching it. As they got older, some people may have not watched it anymore, but everybody as a kid loved it.
Yeah, I feel like that's been a thing. Like I've been talking to more and more people, but they're all like, "How old are you? Don't you know wrestling's not real?" And I'm like, so it's still fun.
Yeah, I love that. I love hearing that just because of the simple fact, like anything that you really see on TV is not real. But I mean, even the reality shows, as they say, reality is not actually reality, and people still buy into them. So I mean, it's entertainment.
It really is. It's just you got to sit back, enjoy the ride that you're gonna get taken on, and just like I don't know. It's weird because I feel like wrestling is like that one thing that people always go to just to be like, we're going to make fun of those losers over there because they're watching wrestling. Meanwhile, you're on your phone playing like fantasy football, pretending that you actually have some kind of control over like if Adrian Peterson is the starting running back or if Barkley is going to go for 200 yards or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, you guys are all lames too because you're doing the same things that I'm doing.
It's just in a different form. No one really looks at it that way, but I don't know. I think most of the people that get on wrestling are wrestling fans, just would like to be a part of it too. They're just more in closet.
Yeah, I feel like that's very true. So what's been like the hardest part about being a promoter?
Sometimes the politics in the back, I would say. Sometimes trying to manage that, sometimes egos. But for the most part, I would say like most of the people that come to SCWA like have been awesome. Sickin, like if I can give a shout out to somebody, he is somebody like that. That's one guy that I appreciate a lot for everything that he does for SCWA.
Yeah, no. He's definitely got a good head on his shoulders and like definitely knows like how to navigate around like waters like pretty well.
yeah, and then that just trying to, and I would say just trying to get the right matches set to entertain the crowd the best. Because at the end of the day, I just want everybody in general to be happy and entertained, get away from everyday life for about 2 hours and enjoy themselves. So I'm probably more of a perfectionist. I want things to go right all the time. So that's probably one of the hardest things. Is just knowing that no one's perfect, like trying to be perfect.
No, I understand. That's something that Sicken, as my trainer, has had to like continually like pound in my head. He's like, it's never if you're gonna mess up, it's when you're gonna mess up, and just know that it's gonna happen. Just keep it moving, and like even like and like me being military, like I'm very like structural, and I'm very like point to point to point, and trying to remember like everything. So even like Saturday, it was weird. Like I took like an awkward bump, and like I fell on my butt, and I just kind of like I was trying to figure out like how I got there, but I was like, I don't got time. I got to get up and go. And so like and I think in the video you can see it, like I hit, I just kind of make a weird face and I stand up, and then the next thing you know, I'm like knocked back down. But I was like, how did I get? And then the whole time, like after the match, I was just sitting there thinking to myself, like, how did that happen? I couldn't figure it out. But even Nick was like, yeah, he's like, it just happens. I was like, I know, but where and how? I don't understand. And he was just like, I don't know, man, but it is what it is. And I'm like, yeah. So we just kind of picked up and moved on. So it was like, whatever.
I was a big firm believer too, and you got to make mistakes or you're not going to learn nothing. So as a commissioner too, just I don't always get everything right. Sometimes I just do things wrong, and then I learn and like, okay, I know not to do that. So not me personally, I'm not really been trained or in the ring like yourself, even though I've taken a couple bumps. One bump that I really trusted Eric Ekton with, that he picked me up and dropped me down because like I kind of costed him a couple times in matches, and just I I that taking that bump, I have a lot of respect for everything that you guys do in that ring. Like personally, like I knew it was you guys put your body through some stuff, but I definitely respect everything you guys do. That's why I love having all you guys there performing, entertaining the people in this area. I just if I have one chance just to tell every last one of you, I appreciate everything you guys do.
Yeah, no, definitely. I appreciate that. And then we appreciate you just giving us the platform to be able to do that too. So like the feeling's mutual. I know that for sure.
Yeah, that's one thing I'd like to do. Me and Keith, you know, we want to see give you guys the opportunity to perfect your game, and just seeing you guys further advance into other places. Like, hey, he come to SCWA, that guy or that gal, they are awesome, good people. I'm glad to see them succeeding because at the end of the day, I want to see each and every one of you guys and girls that come through SCWA succeed and live out your guys' dreams.
Yeah, speaking of people, it's funny listening to. I was like saying, speaking of characters, like someone that I just genuinely like enjoy, and I've had him on the show before, and I genuinely laugh. And he actually got like, I popped Saturday too when he was on was Randy Lawson. It was like somebody was in the crowd and was just like, "Go back to Glendale," and he was like, "We're in Glendale," and just like his face, I was done.
Yeah, Randy, I like that guy a lot too. Like he's funny, he's really good charisma wise, the way he plays to the crowd. He's a great guy as well.
Yeah, yeah. I genuinely, I was thinking about that, and then like, I don't know, it's cool because like even Chaz, like he's so quick witted, and like to see him like I've known Chaz, and so Chaz and I we have this show, but I've known Chaz for probably like 2 years now, and just like even in the small time that I've talked to him, just watching him like grow as like an entertainer, I was like, dang Chaz, like you're on another level right now.
Yeah, I really like the group that we have, and especially going forward. Some of the things that we got going on and what we got set up to do in the future. I like where we're going right now.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So I'm curious, like, what's been aside from, I guess it kind of covers it too. Like, you just kind of want to see people succeed, but I want to know, like, what's your favorite part about being a promoter?
The interactions with everyone, the fans, the talent, both as well. The input, the talking to everybody. Like I enjoy like the stories that you guys would tell the fans, the way that some of the fans get really invested in what's going on, and then they say things to me, going back to the whole, it's not fake. I mean, it's fake, but to them, it's real as can be, and it's just enjoyable and entertaining to know that, especially if we got people that are invested like that, you guys are definitely doing your job in the ring. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was cool. I had my first interaction with like one of the fans like came up to me like after the show and was like he was just like, I really thought you were gonna win tonight. And I was like, you know what, man? It just happens. And he's like, well, I really like you. I was like, all right, bet, I appreciate it, man. He's like, can I get a photo? It's the first time I've ever been asked that. So I was like, yeah, of course. Like you're wearing the wrong t-shirt, but hey man, it's okay. We all make mistakes. And then like but yeah, I genuinely like I said, like when I was there, I started connecting with like fans and stuff like that, and I was like, yo, this is right where it belongs. I was like, I don't know, it's just like being there because like even when I first showed up, it was back in August. I was injured, and I was like, man, I was like, I really want to get in a ring, but like I had a torn abdomen, and there was no way for me to perform, and I don't know, man. It's been fun to like watch like just on the second show, like fans are already like they know who I am. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're on the right path. I was like, I genuinely am starting to love this more and more.
Yeah, a lot of those fans, they'll get their favorite people and stick to them. I mean, they definitely, and then they'll pretty much, even if you're the bad guy of sorts, and most of those people down there in Glendale, they'll root you on. They love to boo you, but afterwards they chit chat with everybody.
Yeah. I see that a lot. I see like the way that it forms. It's cool. And I'm like, man, this is like a lot of fun to be attached to. So I'm curious, man, like when it comes to the show, right? Like you obviously have like a lot that's going on, so you probably don't really get a lot of time to like either get a snack or like eat. But I'm curious though, like post show, you probably got a little bit of time to do whatever you want to do. So do you have a post match, like a post show match meal or something that you want to eat like after the show?
No, not really. Like after the show, like I'll help like clean up and do stuff like that. And then afterwards, I'll probably go home and throw a burger on the Foreman grill. Maybe if there's some leftover pizza from earlier or something, I'll grab it. Like, there's no like main like go to meal or anything really.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know like for us, like my thing is Taco Bell. Like I gotta stop somewhere and get a $5 box for myself. So I'm always just like when we're driving back, I'm just like, all right, we're gonna stop somewhere and get some Taco Bell and we're gonna go from there.
Yeah, I don't know. Most places, like the way I go home from the venue, I don't think most places are open
Mm,
on my travel to my residence.
okay, okay. So do you have any kind of advice that you would give to like people who want to become promoters in the business?
I would say just be patient. Don't try to overdo it when you first start. Just take your time and just believe in yourself and believe in what you're doing. And in time, everything will work out the way it should.
That's some great advice. 'Cause, hey, just work in life as well.
Sorry,
So,
sorry about the camera there.
oh,
Being
it's
the cat wants on my lap and is getting pissed off. I won't let it on there.
don't worry. I have a dog, and like He's in the living room right now. But if I had a door open, he would actually be sitting like right here, just like trying to like push me off the couch because he's a 90-pound love bug.
I have two of them. They're downstairs. I actually came upstairs where the cats are because they can get a little rowdy and loud, and I didn't want it to get loud while we do this.
Oh man. So being like in the business, right? I'm sure you probably have your one do and your one don't of being a promoter. So what are those? What's that one do and one don't?
The one don't would go back to some of the advice that I just said was like to not overdo it. I think when we first started, we ran show after show for a couple months. And I think if we would have expanded it out and then went show after show, we'd probably be doing show after show right now instead of, without COVID, I would say we would be doing show after show every month. But when we first started, that's what we were doing. And that's where I go back to like, take your time, don't try to overdo it. But I think we were trying to, there was a couple other promotions in the area. And I don't want to say we were trying to outdo them, but I think we were trying to bring attention to us. And then we tried to overdo it. That would be the don't, just take your time and let it be. The do would say just like believe in yourself and just do it. Because at first, when we first started up, I had some doubts a little bit, like, man, how are we going to get this running? Do this, and then it started running, and it was like, okay, maybe this is not as bad as it looked before we started. And then we ran, and now I love it. Like, just keep running, steady jog until you're running. That's what I would say do when you first start.
That I like that. That's actually, I've never heard of before. Like a steady jog until you run. I like that.
Thank you. I actually just off the top of my head just said that. It was nothing I read or anything. It just come off the top of my head. Just I would just say, just I love doing. I love doing this. I just, to me as a wrestling fan, just able to see the fans' reactions, see you guys succeed, and just being part of like your guys' first couple steps is I love it. I enjoy being a part of that and helping anybody I can live their dream through us.
Bet. And that's awesome, though, man. And like I said, like I know we all like sit back and appreciate the platform that you guys have given us. So, like once again, the feeling is just straight mutual. So I appreciate everything too. So those are kind of like all my big, heavy, hard-hitting questions. So we're going to get into the second best segment of this show, which if people ask me what the first best segment is, I'm always going to tell them it's the Red Dog Power Rankings that you can find on the debate show every Sunday, or even if you wanted to follow up on Instagram and TikTok, you can see it there as well the following Monday. But let's get into the 3-count podcast, 10-count questions. Mr. Willie, this is how it works. I'm going to ask you 10 questions, rapid fast, and you have to give an answer, whatever the first answer that comes off your mind.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so let's put on the imaginary timer. Bing! And here we go. Geno Smith or Pat White?
Man, hard. Geno Smith.
Favorite movie?
Back to the Future. Any three of them.
Okay. Sonic or Mario?
Mario, without a doubt.
Favorite color? Was that again?
Red.
Okay. 3 things that you would take with you on an island.
A lighter. Maybe some alcohol. Maybe some cigars.
Hey, I like it. Turn into a vacation. Favorite relaxing activity.
Just chilling, watching TV, just hanging out with the fam.
Okay. Would you rather be too hot or too cold?
Too hot. You can always take off stuff. Keep putting on stuff is just terrible.
Yeah. All right. Favorite podcast?
I'm gonna say yours. I
Right.
mean, this is actually the first time I've been on a podcast. Um, I like Joe Rogan's podcast. I would say he just
Good.
sometimes he's out there, sometimes he hits the nail on the head, but he got an enjoyable show.
Yeah, I love the Joe Rogan experience as well. So when people ask me, I'm like, well, besides mine, Joe Rogan podcast, and then Feel the Power, the New Day podcast. Like those are like my three favorites. um, Nominate one person that you want to see on the show.
Does it is it indie or can it be anybody?
You know, why not both?
Jericho.
Oh yeah. I have openly said this. I don't know if I've ever said this on the podcast, but I've openly said this to everybody who ever listens to me. But there's 3 interviews that I want to get for the podcast. Chris Jericho is one, Sting, and Rey Mysterio. Once I have those 3 interviews, I'm never doing another podcast again. I was like, I've reached the dream life.
Yeah, Jericho's he's one of the guys that are up there that I like. If I think everybody should learn something from him. The way he can adapt and change his character even by the littlest tinny bit, and he's able to evolve and make just the way his longevity in the business and the way he's able to do is just awesome to me.
Yeah, I remember watching him in WCW back on Saturday Night Main Event, and just like not knowing who the Lionheart was, but then just like liking him because he was just so cool.
Yeah, I was like back then. I was always a guy that liked the guys like Jericho or at the time Hunter Hearst Helmsley,
Mm.
just because they were really like nobodies and got beat up half the time. So I always liked them guys. I don't know why. It's just something I always liked. It's those guys that just laid down and took one.
Well, my last question for you, and it's my favorite question to ask every single person who comes on my podcast, who comes on this podcast. Favorite curse word?
Oh, this may piss a lot of ladies off, but I'll just say hit them with a hard T. We won't say the word.
I definitely understand. I understand, and I think all of our listeners and our viewers understand as well. Well, sir, those are the hard-hitting questions. So the last thing I just need from you is to let our listeners and our viewers know where they can find you and SCWA.
We have a Facebook page, SCWA's Showtime Championship Wrestling on Facebook. We also have a Twitter page at Showtime CW Alliance. That's the Twitter handle there. We're on Instagram as well. Pretty much the same handle. And as we're gonna try to start making a YouTube channel and things like that down in the future here with all the content we have with the former matches that we had. So in time, we're going to start getting more social media so the fans can get to know us a lot more better.
Definitely. And there you have it, you guys, where you can find them and you guys can like reach out and talk to them, even like, you know, hit up with discussions and then put in wrestlers that you want to see be a part of their show. Cause you know, it is like that. So with that being said, this is the 3 Count Podcast, and it's all about now entering the ring. I'm your host, Clifford Red Dog Miller, but as much as I would like the show to be about me, it's not. It's about who's entering the ring. So now entering the ring, Willie Commissioner, and you guys know what to do. Tune into the next episode and be there, or you just wait till this episode ends and the outro plays, and then you wait for the next episode to start. And that's how we do. Peace. What's going on, 3 Count Nation? I'm Clifford Red Dog Miller with the catchphrase. But what I really want to do right now, go to twitter.com, right? Go over there, find us at the 3 Count _pod, give us a follow, give us a like, give us a comment. We want to talk to you guys. Go to IG at the 3 Count Pod. Give us a like, give us a follow, leave us a comment. We want to interact with you. Go to youtube.com, give us a subscribe, turn the bell on, turn the notifications, leave a comment. We want to talk to you. Go to anchor.fm/the 3 Count Podcast, and in there, you can leave us a message, and we will talk to you. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is that we want to talk to you. We want to have fun with you guys, and we love listening to what you guys have to say. Also, one thing I need you to do for me, the 3 Count Podcast also has merchandise. Oh. At prowrestlingtees.com/the 3 Count Pod. Please go buy our t-shirts. We love you guys, and we hope you love us too. So show us some support, please.